Hello everyone. Today we are going to do Ixl assignment U5. Find the number of solutions to the system of equations. When you solve a system of equations, there are only three possible answers. If you have no solution, if you're graphing, that means you have parallel lines, their slopes are the same, and their y-intercepts are different, and they would never intersect. The second possibility is if you have one solution. That means you'd have two lines that intersect and their point of intersection, which would come as an ordered pair, x comma y, that would be the solution. The third possibility is if you have two lines that are exactly the same. So you have your first line and you have the second line that goes right over it, and that means every point on that line or those two lines would be a solution, and that's why you have infinitely many solutions. So, looking at our example here, we have this is where your slope is in front of your x variable, and this is your y-intercept. So our slopes are the same, our y-intercepts are different. That means they are parallel lines. They will never intersect, so there is no solution. Next, we have our slope again. Our slope this time, they are not the same. Our y-intercepts are different. If I had this line, a -9 would look like this. Positive 9/2 would look maybe a little bit like this. But these two lines would intersect, and if we have a point of intersection, that is one solution. Next one, we have two lines. Look at their slope again. Their slope is exactly the same, -9/10. Their y-intercept is exactly the same. So these are the exact same line, -9/10, -9/10. So they overlap, and that means every point on this line would be a solution to the system. So this has infinitely many solutions. Now, we're going to have to use some algebra. These are both in standard form, so I'm going to multiply one or both of the equations so that I can get some variables to cancel out. So if I look here, I know that 8 goes in the 16 two times, but I need one of them to be a negative so that they would cancel out. So I'm just going to multiply the top by -2. If I multiply the top equation by -2, I get -16x plus 18y, because a negative times a negative is a positive, equals +14. The equation below it, 16x minus 18y, equals -14. And as I was writing that, you may have noticed when I go and add these two together, these are opposites, they cancel. These are opposites, they cancel. So if everything cancels out on the left side of my equation, that equals 0. Over here, 14 and -14, they are also opposites. So the right side equals 0. Since both sides of my equation are equal, this is infinitely many solutions. Next, I'm going to use algebra again. Looking for a relationship. Again, if I multiply the top equation by -2, that would get my x's to cancel out. So I'm going to write it way over here. So -2x, I'm multiplying the top equation by -2. -2 times -10 is +20y. And -2 times -9 is +18. I'm going to bring the second equation, and I don't need to multiply that by anything. And you may have noticed again, as I was writing this down, I'm going to add these together now. The x's, they are opposites, they cancel. The y variables, they are opposites, they cancel. So again, my left side equals 0. But this time, my right side, 18 plus -15, gives me +3. These are not equal like they were last time. So when they are not equal, this has no solution. Our final example. This time, looking for a relationship, I can't multiply this by 2 or anything. 2 doesn't go into 3. 5 doesn't go into 11. So what I'm going to do is multiply the top equation by positive 3, and that will give me 6x. And then I'm going to multiply the bottom equation by negative 2, and that will give me negative 6. So the positive 6 and negative 6 will cancel out. I'm going to write it way over here. 3 times 2x is 6x. 3 times negative 5 is negative 15y. 3 times negative 6 is negative 18. Always multiply every term by what you decided to multiply by. Negative 2 times 3x is negative 6x. Negative 2 times negative 11 gives me positive 22y. Negative 2 times negative 3 gives me positive 6. This time when I add these two equations together, the x's will cancel out. This time my y's will not. They're not opposites. Negative 15 plus 22 is 7y. And then negative 8 plus negative 18 plus 6 would give me negative 12. I will get an answer for y. And if I get an answer for y, this is going to be a fraction, but that's not important right now. That means I could plug it in and I can get a value for x. It might be another fraction, but again, not important. We're just trying to determine the solutions. Once I can solve for a variable, I could get the other variable, so this will have one solution. So remember, if your sides are equal, that is going to be infinitely many solutions. If your sides are not equal, that's going to be no solution. And once you could find a variable, x or y, that is going to be one solution. I hope you enjoyed this video, and please come back and watch another one.